Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Very excited. I was able to rainbow this TIEN just during the last, this world tournament finally, which is literally perfect timing because TIEN is getting his, he got his EZA. So now, for these world tournament units, I certainly don't like to do showcases on them. Unless we do actually have them rainbowed. So I'm curious, this TIEN originally came out August of 2020 for JP is when TIEN originally came out. And I just rainbowed him. So it took me 5 years to rainbow this guy. Like, that's like these Dragon Ball Saga characters. Like, dude, it's so hard to get them. So we're ready to go here. He just got his EZA. We got him with the Rainbow Star. I'm just going with, kind of just something basic here. I gave him some of my, it looks like good equips, but they're, slightly different, 2 additional 4 dodge right there rather than like the 4 dodge and 3 additional. I've got some super elite equip stuff like that. I felt like this was fine for this TIEN. I don't think that this guy is going to be very good. I don't think so. We could hop in and check. Let's just go ahead and jump in. We'll see how TIEN, is able to perform for us. Alright guys, we're jumping in. We got TIEN first rotation. I'm just gonna hop into my typical showcase stage here. And we'll see how TIEN is gonna perform. Now TIEN does have essentially slot 1 buffs, but I guess it's more so, it's not, okay. Like, he gets damage reduction before he attacks, which for most fights is just going to be, a slot 1 ability. But I suppose against, like battle-hardened formidable foes, we do have, bosses with AoE supers, so that would allow us to get a little bit of damage reduction right there. I just want to flash his kit up on screen real quick and just, I'm talking about this. Early on, this Goku Black is probably not going to be too tough for us. So I'm going to just toss TIEN in slot 1 right here. TIEN, as far as I see, does not have a real 220% leader skill. But we could run him on STR Cell's team, AGL Kid Goku's team, or we could run him on Path to Power Kid Goku's team. Like one of these like Earthling type characters like this, he just doesn't really have a great setup right now. All right, we'll hit this. We are going to have the support from Path to Power Kid Goku, a ton of support. So TIEN's link set right here, we have Crane School, Telepathy, Infighter, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Drungmals, Shocking Speed, and Shattering Limit. Some of these, this is just why people go, we need a link revamp and stuff like that. It's because you look at some of this. Now, Crane School, this link is a mockery. Because, look at this roster, and it gives 20% attack. Like, I would love to know why it doesn't give 30% attack and defense, and 2 key. Just something insane along those lines. And then, Telepathy, like, is not much better. Well, the roster is not much better. This gives 2 key and a 5% chance to crit. Like TIEN and Chaozu having like pretty much multiple links together, it like multiple like almost specific TIEN and Chaozu links is like really ridiculous. All right, so there's that. 10 million we're at right here. Okay. And he does have a high chance to crit. Okay. That's the Hidden Potential System Additional Super. That's beautiful. Opening up right away with the Hidden Potential System Additional Super. I'm not upset about that. All right, double digits so far. So, so far so good. We're off to kind of like a clean start. We'll see how things are going to continue to progress. Now, TIEN gets a massive attack buff if the enemy is an attack down, defensive down, or stunned. So, I plan on doing this run, and then we'll do a run, against, like, the Super Saiyan 3 Broly Dokkan event or something like that. And there's 2 abilities with TIEN that we could show in a fight under those conditions. He does stun the attacked enemy for 2 turns, guaranteed, when he supers. So that is good. Because it's just guaranteed. So like, I mean, maybe we could try and get away with him in like a battle hardened formidable foes, something like that. I mean, him with his 60% damage reduction, definitely not going to be enough to handle the pressure that the Cell Max or the Broly are going to deliver in battle hardened formidable foes, though. Like, I can't imagine that 60% damage reduction is going to matter to them. They're still going to just tag him for 1,000,000 plus. But yeah, he does have a couple of abilities that we need to go to a fight, you know, kind of like outside of normal red zone where debuffs will work. Alright, so now we're going up against Zamasu right here. We can defensive debuff Zamasu, huh? Now, by the way, this TIEN is a villain-type character. So, we actually are going to get support from Tech Broly, huh? I brought Tech Broly to be a slot 1 character for us, but, yeah. Zamasu seals, doesn't he? Damn. I don't want to put TIEN in slot 1, have him get sealed. This could be a pretty effective turn. I guess I will just go Tech Broly in slot 1 after all. Let's do it. We'll do this with TIEN. Perfect. And we have our orbs for Kid Goku. Alright, so TIEN's still going to have those links right there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just very nervous that, like, the second the boss ups any type of pressure, like, TIEN just dies in one hit. I mean, that's... A lot of these World Tournament EZAs are built like that, right? Where they don't really do very much. Alright, let's see. So, TIEN... that was 48? Oh, yeah, okay, so it triggered right away. Okay. So his... Oh my god, he's taking damage from normals right there? Jesus. Yeah, he's terrible. Okay, that was a 48 million attack stat, right? That's what that was? It's because Zamasu can be defensive debuffed. And I guess it triggers instantly, right? Because, like, TIEN, his super attack effect, he gets 50% defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage, and then greatly lowers enemy attack and defense. So if we jump over there, that's what TIEN's super attack effect is right here. So that's why he jumped up to that attack stat. I mean, that's fine, the 48 million, but... okay, remember, I do think that damage is more important this year than it has been previously, but not to the extent where it's like, we do that, and it's like, oh yeah, he's really good, but then he's taking 100k normals from a boss that's not really too scary. That's iffy. Alright, so here we are in our next rotation. Let's go ahead and get Tech Broly transformed. Alright, we don't have Kid Goku. I do want to, like, have TIEN attack. I'm hesitant to put TIEN in slot 1. Just because I really don't want him to get sealed, so. I'm pretty nervous, though. I'm quite nervous. Like, if Zamasu supered in the middle slot, like, we just lose. We just lose. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's see what TIEN does. So we were able to, against the Zamasu, see his big attack stat. So he gets the big attack stat, and then he does get the guaranteed crit when the enemy is in, you know, all those status debuffs, but there is a little bit of an issue with that. And that's that it only triggers once. So, yeah, I don't know why it only triggers once. We do get another hidden potential system additional super. That's really good, because that gives him an extra 50% defense, which we'll need. That's after a double super, dude. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, he's terrible. Alright, I mean, next turn, we're just gonna lose, because he's gonna... Like, the Goku Black and Zamasu are just gonna fodder him. Okay, chat. I don't know. We're here, I guess. Maybe I'll play Path to Power Kid Goku's... Never mind. Alright, let's go to Alright, I mean, Tien was taking damage from these normals. He was going to die to Goku Black and Zamasu's normals, for sure. Like, one normal is going to do 700k. So, alright, let's just go to that Super Saiyan 3 Broly Dokkan event. I think maybe we'll just go to Cell's team. On STR Cell's team, Tien is only gonna be getting 170% right here. But we are gonna have Cell's domain up, kind of balancing it out. So I think we'll go ahead and go do that. You know, in the Super Saiyan 3 Broly Dokkan event. Yeah, that sounds good. Alright, guys. Let's go and we're gonna have I guess a juicer turn right here. So we'll be able to see Tien look pretty good. Here, let's actually get Kid Krillin. So this Kid Krillin is one of Tien's best linking partners. Now, remember, like, when we go into a tough fight, right, like, it's like, I try and do the best I can for, like, some characters that would work well with the showcase character, but also having, like, I mean, up to a point, a realistic chance to at least handle business, right? Now we drop down to, like, a Dokkan event, right? Because, I mean, I do want to show Tien's stunning ability anyway. But now that we're here, I could kind of, like, open it up to, you know, characters like this Kid Krillin or, you know, God Topo, who was just abandoning EZA from... Crazy that this guy EZA'd 5 years ago, this God Topo. 5 years ago. That was so crazy. Alright, so let's hit Broly here. I think we should have a higher attack stat than what we saw before, right? Because both God Topo and Kid Krillin are giving Tien support. We have a lot of Tien's links up right here, so should be pretty good for us. 44 million is what we get to. And remember, we also do have the domain up. And then there's the stun. We saw the stun. We saw his attack debuff, his defensive debuff. I think I want to get one more turn, and then we'll finish up. I mean, here's the Tien. I think he's pretty terrible. I mean, it's... his best value is definitely his guaranteed stun from his passive. Like that, like, I don't know, if we were to do, you know, an Earthling Super Battle Road or something like that, like that's where he could definitely come in handy, right? Something like that. Alright, guys, let's get this rotation right here, and then we'll finish up. You know, we still have Tien next to Kid Krillin. We're gonna, you know, have a lot of links up. You know, we're gonna have some support up and stuff. So we'll just do this, and then we'll finish up. Yeah, he seems like, unfortunately, a pretty shitty World Tournament free-to-play EZA. I mean, it's not exactly shocking. Most of them do end up pretty bad. I think it is stupid, too. Like, World Tournament, so we're up to almost 12 million right there. A World Tournament is, like, the worst part of the... Well, one of, like, top 5 worst part of the game is World Tournament, for sure. And it's like, I mean, you would think that they would, like, be like, okay, like, considering we only have them typically every 2 months, and it's like, it took me 5 years to rainbow that Tien. 5 years! 5 years! So, like, he could be good. Like, you could have made him good. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think you could have just made him good. That's what I think. Alright, guys, so there was the EZA STR Tien. By the way, I would love for this exact Tien to get Dokkan Fest at some point. I really like the idea of all the World Tournament winners getting Dokkan Fest exclusives. Right now, 23rd World Tournament Goku got his. I'd love for Tien and Jackie Chun to also get Dokkan Fests. Alright, so this is Life Force traded for Devastating Power. Tien. His leader skill is STR type key 3 and 100% to stats. Passive skill is Match Clincher. He gets 2 key and 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then when facing one enemy, gets 250% defense and 30% damage reduction. Not really too much of a problem with that. I mean, most of the tough fights are one enemy. Right, like a lot of those red zones and stuff like that. Then, before attacking, he gets 30% damage reduction within the turn. So it's either slot 1 or, you know, potential defense against an AoE, but I mean, a boss that hits really hard is just going to it's just going to kill him right through the 60% damage reduction anyway. When attacking, he gets 250% attack. He gets a 50% chance to crit. And then he guaranteed stuns the enemy for 2 turns. That's like the best part about this character. Being able to utilize that stun in some appropriate fight, like an Earthling Super Battle Road or something like that, is certainly where this guy will be. Like if Iron Cane would use some of his World Tournament tickets and pull this guy, and then this character could potentially help him, again, in, like, Earthling Super Battle Road. Like, that would be where this guy's gonna have value. Then if the enemy's in attack down, defensive down, or stunned, one time only, I have no fucking idea why this is one time only, by the way. Okay. He gets 1,048% attack, and he does a guaranteed crit. Like, that's cool, but still, I would just love to know why it's one time only. Because, I mean, most of the toughest fights have immunities to that, right? So, I don't know. His super attack is the Tri-Beam. He gets 50% defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and then he does greatly lower enemy attack and defense. His links are Crane School, Telepathy, Infighter, Incredible Adventure, Guidance to the Dragon Ball, Shocking Speed, and Shutting the Limit. Here's his best linking partners right here. 12 key multiplier, 135%, which is also not good. And again, his best linking partners, I mean, you guys could see it. It's a bit of a nightmare here. And then finally, I guess we just take a look at his categories, huh? Yeah, there's not exactly a ton to this guy. So, alright, let's go ahead and take a look at TIEN's categories here. So, he is on the World Tournament category. I guess, more potential buffs for this team is solid. I mean, it's not... There was a brief moment in time where it was good. 23rd World Tournament Goku. Pretty crazy to think that he was 2 years ago now. But, yeah, back then. I'll take any buffs for this category, though, that we get. That's good. Then, TIEN is also on the Dragon Ball Saga team. Another team that it's cool to get any help we can get for that team, for sure. TIEN is also on the Bond of Master and Disciple. That is this category right here. Okay, very good. TIEN is also on the Earthling category team. Another one that I'll always take any help we can get. Any extra options for this. Definitely a good thing right there. Then TIEN is also on the Final Trump Card category team. With all the fusions, Cell Max, all the craziness, and then you just have TIEN in there. I love it, I love it. Then there's also the Bond of Friendship. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, this is the Bond of Friendship category right here. Still waiting for this to get a new leader skill. This could make for a good, 220% leader skill for sure. Bond of Friendship. Then TIEN is also on the Earthbred Fighter category team. So again, we could run him on that AJL Kid Goku, but he would only be getting 170% from that Kid Goku, right? So I felt like the Path to Power Kid Goku team was actually the best spot to run him, to get like maximum buffs. And that is where we saw his highest attack stat too, so that's good. And then finally, TIEN is on the Tournament Participant category team. So much of this year was Tournament Participant buffs. So, there we go. There is the EZA STR TIEN. I'm definitely, very pleased, very happy that I was able to rainbow him. He's not the best, but, one more character rainbow, that's definitely a W I will take.